Hello YouTube, Yaro the WordPress speed doctor here, and today I'm going to compare a new kit on the blog in field of local WordPress development. It's called DevKinsta. So it's free software, but right away when I look at this, they're saying 53,500 plus developers are using it. I'm kind of suspicious right away of this date. I'm not really sure if how this can be possible. Anyway, we're going to compare it to Laragon. Currently, I'm using local development, and this only applies for Windows users. I've been using Laragon for about 3 years and I love it. So let's see if the Kinsta dev going to convince me to switch. So here's the list I came up after testing and reviewing DevKinsta, and I will break down whole points. So let's start with the first one, complicated installation. In order to install it, you really need to have Docker, and I never been using Docker, so I need to install it. Then when you start to run your local Kinsta dev, you need to first run Docker, and then again it takes a time, it takes a memory, so there's more into it. It's not, you basically need to install two separate software, Docker and DevKinsta. Whole installation was much longer, much more complicated than Laragon, that's for sure. Next is uses FTP to install plugin. Let me show you what I mean by that. Here I am on the plugin page. I'm going to add a plugin, let's say classic editor, and it asks me for FTP connection. You cannot really upload, you cannot use post upload to WordPress. And here is the menu. Okay, where is my FTP connection? I guess there's a database manager, there's a syncing. Here's an email. Here's some setting, and that's all. Okay, where I can get my FTP connection? I don't know. So the plugin I use for testing, I actually uploaded manually in the Windows. So that's already a big drawback. I'm sure it can be sorted somehow, but it's so rare this thing occurs that really strikes me right away. Like, why should I spend my time searching for such a basic thing which should be already implemented? All right, I just don't get it. Somebody may explain me down in the comment of this video. Next part is lower some PHP performance. Let's go to the PHP performance and performance in general. So I'm using this plugin hosting benchmark tool. They just released new version, so I'm not going to update it now. And let's have a look. So here is the one and here's the second, so they're pretty close. So we don't have any big discrepancies. So the speed about 7 seconds and 10 seconds. Here's some files. What already I see that it's very lagging in the files, but let's compare it to Laragon. So here's the Laragon 7.1 and 8.3. So this, in this category, Laragon is somehow slower, but very small margin. And I would say by significant is in this one. So we have a look on this one, 7.1 against 7.5 or something like that. But here's about 2 seconds difference. Yeah, it's a 2 seconds difference, and that's significant. But now when we're looking at the file system, there's like huge difference. Like this is NVMe drive, what really fast, and I have local files copied 29 megabits per second. Like that's ridiculous. So if you look at the Laragon, it's much better. Yeah, like reading speed is really high, and writing as well. By the way, running on the Linux and the Linux, this is even better, right? This is when Linux really strikes. But when we're comparing these two on Windows, like this is so slow. I can't imagine importing like 2 gigabyte, 3 gigabyte, 5 gigabyte database, that would be like so slow. Like this really puts me off using it. And when we go into the database, we see that importing large amount of data is slow. So most probably because the file system is slow. But then the simple queries and complex queries are quite fast. And that's when we log in with Laragon. This is quite slow. Always been slow for some reason. I'm using newer version. This is newer version MariaDB. This is 10.6.19, and DevKinsta is 10.5 10 something. So I don't get it why on the same machine older version performs better, but it's very easy to change it on Laragon and maybe do some tweaks. So maybe I just need to tweak my configuration. It's not so difficult. And I think this is trivial, but network, it's 500 megabit here on Laragon and 300 on the DevKinsta. So it's as well somehow lagging, but this is trivial. I don't really care about that much. So I've covered the huge speed loss for file and read and write. Now talk about Nginx only. So this local environment supports only Nginx. Okay, and what if I need Apache? What if I'm developing projects specifically for Apache? What actually I did? Then it's completely useless for me. And WordPress in general is more tailored for the Apache server than for Nginx. So why they wouldn't add it Apache, I can only speculate, but I leave it just for now. You make your mind if you really need, if you don't want to sacrifice this to have a choice. Obviously, the Laragon offers both web servers, so I don't have a problem. If I need Nginx, I can easily switch very fast. It's not even minutes it takes me to switch between Apache and Nginx. Here, there is no choice. I can't even do it in slowly. Maybe there will be some workaround, I'm pretty sure, but not here. On the end, let's mention some pros what this local development might have. So some database performance and maybe some PHP performance, but I'm not sure if this is a game changer, at least like for me. Probably I need to only tweak my database configuration and it will be faster. And then obviously easy deploy to Kinsta hosting. And obviously if Kinsta makes something, it wouldn't be wise for them from marketing's perspective to do something for everyone. It's clearly targeting their already users, or maybe somebody wants to sign up with them. So hey, we have this local Kinsta. So for them, it's definitely pros, but not guy for me, and not most people who actually don't want to use Kinsta hosting. So that would be all for today's review. My personal choice would stay Laragon for simplicity of use, for performance, for flexibility, for user friendliness. I stay with Laragon, and probably somebody will use DevKinsta local development, most probably on Mac, but I can't see how anybody would give on Windows preference to this one over Laragon. So that's my conclusion. Hopefully you learned something. If you have any kind of comments, please leave it below. If you like it, just click a like and subscribe to more reviews in my channel. Bye.